Hey guys! So yesterday I realized that almost the whole summer had gone by and I hadn't done any crafting. So I decided to crochet a doll based on a character from my book, Rook and Shadow. So I made Princess Solera. She wears lots of awesome outfits in the book, but I made her as she appears on the cover. By the way, my cover model is Whitney from Whitney Sews. If you want sewing and crafting tutorials, you should definitely check out her channel. So she needs to have short hair, a red dress, and this little silver masquerade mask. The whole process took about 5 hours, start to finish, and I took pictures every step of the way so you can see how she's put together. Here's my supplies. I've got yarn for her hair, skin, dress, and shoes. I need wire to make the silver mask she's holding on the cover, and I'll use the pipe cleaner to build a skeleton so she's posable. Here goes! I start with the top of her head. I twist the pipe cleaner into the yarn so the skeleton has a solid foundation. I make the top of her head the color of her hair rather than her skin so she won't look bald later. Now it's time to switch yarn colors and to make her face. I stuff her head with batting and there she is. I keep going in the skin color to make her neck. Once I reach her shoulders, I switch to the dress color. From here, I just crochet and stuff until she has a torso. You can see I added the pipe cleaner for her arm skeleton, but I'm not crocheting her arms right now. Those will come later. Once I reach her hips, I need to split to make 2 legs. I keep going in the dress color because I think she'd be wearing bloomers under this dress. This is a ballet costume, so she needs the right undergarments. And now we're ready for the legs. I switch back to the skin color and go all the way down to the foot. Her shoes are brown ballet slippers. I added a little bow on each one. You can't see these in the cover, so I can take some artistic liberties. Now I repeat the process to make another leg. And there she is. But she definitely needs arms. The dress has short sleeves, so I make her shoulder in the red yarn, and then switch to the skin color. It's pretty straightforward from there. I repeat the process and yay! Arms! Next is the skirt. Right now she looks like she's wearing an old-fashioned bathing suit, which is definitely not the right look. I'm going to crochet the skirt directly onto her body because I'm not planning to ever take it off. Since I'm copying the book cover, it's really important that I get the shape right. You can't see the edge of the dress in the picture, so I'm gonna add a little ruffle. And there she is, she's dressed. And she needs hair. So I crochet a sort of toupee for her, so the rest of her head won't look bald, and I sew this to the back of her head. We don't need to worry about the front because that's her face. Now I cut short strands of yarn for her hair, and I'll attach these as if I were making a latch hook rug, just kind of tie them on. Her hair is longer than the picture on the cover right now, but I can trim it later. I check to make sure there aren't any bald spots, and she looks good. Now I need to get it out of the way while I finish everything else, so I pulled it back into this sort of emo Elsa braid. It actually looks pretty cool, but I'm gonna have to take it down later since I'm copying a specific image. Princess Solera is holding a mask on the cover, so I decided to make that out of wire since it has to be so small. So first I take a thick piece of wire and I use pliers to shape it into a mask. Now I crochet this thin wire to make the lace. This is actually the first time I've done wire crochet, and I knew I'd use these really tiny hooks someday. So here it is, a mask for the princess. Now she needs a face. Personally, I don't mind it being blank, but she's supposed to have a side-swept hairstyle, and without a face it just looked like her head was on sideways. So let's make a face. I make her eyes out of felt. I cut 2 little squares and then trim them into circles. Get the placement just right by setting them on her face, and then I sew them on. These pictures are a little creepy because it looks like I'm stabbing her in the face, which technically I am, I guess, so sorry about that. I'm trying out a new eye style today. This is not what I normally do, but I wanted to try something different. It's sort of anime inspired. You can see I used white thread to embroider a little twinkle in there, since her eyes are supposed to be sparkly. And now she needs a haircut to match the cover. So I gave her some bangs and some layers so it wasn't too poofy at the shorter length. It doesn't have to be perfectly even, because in the book she's had her hair chopped off by a wig maker. So, you know, it can be a little ragged. In keeping with my anime-inspired face design, I decided to give her a little smile. A little side smile there, little Mona Lisa. And there she is, Princess Solera. And she fits perfectly with the book cover. This was actually a really fun photo shoot. She's got quite a bit of attitude. And for fun, here she is with the full-sized mask that I used when I shot the book cover.